Right, part two is the transport section of the show, it seems. A story first about a brand meeting the city it sells in. Heineken has launched what it terms an innovative digital compass to discover adventures in cities of South Africa. The openyourcity.co.za mobi-site is a digital experience that forms part of the current Open Your City campaign. Through the mobi-site, consumers are invited to use smartphones to check out hidden adventures in their city.
Flying all over the place and the sweat dropping out of my head. She said, hey, bossa nova, baby, keep on working, for this ain't no time to quit. She said, go, bossa nova, baby, keep on dancing, I'm about to have myself a fit. Bossa nova, bossa nova. She said, hey, little mama, let's sit down, I have a drink and dig the band. She said, drink, you drink, oh, fiddle the drink, I can dance with the drink in my hand. She said, hey, bossa nova, baby, keep on working, for this ain't no time to quit. She said, go, bossa nova, baby, keep on dancing, cause I ain't got time to think. Bossa nova, bossa nova. Keep on working for the same got time for that. Just let it go, bossa nova, baby, keep on dancing, or I'll find myself another. Bossa nova, bossa nova.
All right, let's stay with transport, and this is a big brand success story. Uber is an app-driven service that is evolving the way the world moves by seamlessly connecting passengers to taxis. It operates, I understand, in over 200 cities, probably more now, including South Africa, and is a modern brand success story, as I've said. But there's also this, not everyone is necessarily happy. Some say it's capitalizing on legal loopholes by getting around the license fees that traditional taxi companies are obliged to pay. Well, let's clear that up and talk about the Uber brand as we talk to Alon Litz, who is GM of Uber in Johannesburg. Welcome. Thank you very much for talking to us. First of all, are you a taxi company or a technology company?
So that's spot on. Uber is not a transport company in any way. We're purely a technology platform that connects riders to drivers in a seamless fashion.
Let's talk a little bit about the history of this brand. 2009, am I correct?
Yes, so our co-founders were in Paris, middle of winter. Paris in winter is a charming place, but it's not the best.
Not a charming place to be standing in the middle of the road.
Exactly, looking for a taxi. So they thought, how cool would it be if we could sit in our hotel lobby or in a club and request a ride from there using our smartphone? And that's exactly what they did. They went back to...
Such a simple idea.
It's basic, yeah. It's so obvious post the fact. They went back to San Francisco, developed the technology, and they actually started off by buying a car and employing a driver and sharing the app amongst their friends. Very quickly, people started asking them for access to this platform as they wanted a more convenient way to get around San Francisco. So they quickly realized it wasn't scalable to employ drivers and own cars, but the technology was scalable. So they used the technology to connect drivers who are actually, ironically, struggling to find clients to clients looking for rides, and that's where Uber was born. The
marketing of an application like this, has it been a word-of-mouth thing, or have you actually had a specific above-the-line strategy as far as this goes?
So no above-the-line strategy.
People talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah. We're lucky in Uber's a viral brand. People are using it to get places. And often when you arrive, people ask you, how did you get there? And Uber's the answer. And it really grows from there. We also have a referral program within the application where you can invite a friend to join Uber. If they sign up, they get some credit. And when they take their first ride, you get some credit.
I always say that a brand has achieved notable success when you become a verb. And you say to people, how am I getting there? I am Ubering it there. I mean, that's ideally what you want to achieve.
Yeah, I think that's, we're very pleased to hear that.
All right, Alon, no secret that your critics, not only in this country but around the world, particularly competing drivers, I would suggest, who are not part of the process, say that you're cutting the competition, you're starting a price war. It's all about finding legal loopholes. I want you to defend that.
You're talking about an industry which hasn't changed in decades. If you look at transport regulation in some cities, UK taxi law still references that taxi drivers should have hay with them at all times. And this dates back to a time when taxis were horses and carriages. So it just shows you that this regulation was written at a time when cell phones, let alone smartphone technology that would allow you to request a ride using a smartphone, was not even contemplated. And given that we're disrupting the industry, we're bound to upset some people. But really, when Uber enters a market, we strongly believe that cities win, riders get a safe way to get around the city, and drivers have the opportunity to earn more income than they could before and manage their time more effectively.
Is there a price premium on the service that you're offering? In other words, if I use you as opposed to just doing it the traditional way, you're more expensive?
So I think that's a common misconception to a large extent. Uber Black, the product in that we initially launched with in Joburg, is a premium product. You're getting picked up in a Mercedes-Benz, an Audi, a BMW. But even though it is a more premium experience, when you compare it to traditional taxis in Johannesburg, it's actually very competitive. In Cape Town, a slightly different dynamic where taxi prices are a lot lower than Johannesburg. Uber Black does come at a premium, and that's the same for Durban. That being said, we also have a product called Uber X, which is the cheapest way to get around a city. Uber X, rather than getting picked up in a Mercedes or BMW, is a Toyota Corolla, Nissan Almera, that type of vehicle. So the same safety and reliability of Uber, just at a
But is there more fair parity in that respect with traditional taxi operators?
It would be a very similar experience, except Uber really comes from Uber Cab, being it's better than a taxi. So the experience will still be better than a taxi. It's the same Uber experience. You book through the application, you have the same safety features, you get to see your driver before they arrive, what car he's driving, his number plate, all those type of things. So it still is a far better experience. There's accountability also. You're not getting into an unmarked car where the driver knows he can give bad service and there's no consequence. With Uber, whether it's Uber Black or Uber X, which is our cheaper option, you leave feedback straight away and we can react to that.
How do you monitor the experience as the business grows?
So I guess scaling is important to us, but also scaling while maintaining quality even more so. Safety is of utmost concern, and I guess there are two things to that. Before we partner with drivers, they're required to have something called a professional driver's permit. There are checks and balances that go into obtaining that permit.
How do you find those drivers?
So initially, literally going to street corners, going to hotels, going to corporates, finding the drivers working in the industry. Right now, we're lucky we're in a place where, in the same way the application grows in a viral way on the client side, it grows in a viral way on the driver side. So we literally have drivers arriving at our doorstep every day that are excited about the Uber opportunity. So once a driver comes through, they have the right documentation, we put them through an additional criminal background check. If they pass that, then we will partner with them.
All right, Alon, let's thank you very much for talking to us today, General Manager Uber in Johannesburg. As I say, it really is a fascinating brand story. This is Mags on Media, coming up in just a moment. Raising the standard of design at secondary school level. And we get into the spirit of giving as we look at a unique take on the good old shopping trip.